Hey guys, so today I was very much hell bent on doing some heavy squats. I didn't want to, let anything hold me back from doing any of these heavy squats. I did a nice amount of warming up. It took me took my time with it. Made sure to get full range of motion in my hip flexors, trying to get all that crunch out. There's always some residual crunch in there, but I did everything I could in order to make sure that my legs were ready for putting on a pretty substantial amount of load again for the first time, maybe in like a month and a half. I haven't done a 315 squat in a month, I think, which is what I end up doing. I do a 315 squat, and it felt really good, but no spoilers. Anyway, I I did a lot of warming up, and then I focused a lot on that mental cue of trying to keep my knees from bending inwards, mostly using the mental cue of imagining a piece of paper in between my 2 feet, and trying to split that piece of paper apart. And what that does is it holds the tension evenly between my two legs. And it worked pretty well. It worked mostly for the lower amount of weight. Once I got past 225, past 225 when I did 275, it just really didn't work as well. The mental cue, I felt like the weight was unevenly distributed between my 2 feet. So it was what it was. So you can see this is 225. This is probably the one where it helped the most, because whenever I'm distributing the weight unevenly, I felt it a lot in my hips, any twisting and turning, any suboptimal movement. And I actually was able to get 10 reps here. That's what I used to do. I used to do 225 pounds, and I do 10 reps of it. And it was good. I hit 5, and I was like, yeah, no, this is easy money. I can get another 2 in, or another 5 in here. And this is what I used to do a lot. I used to do a bunch of sets of 225 for 10, and then my hip fell apart. And I've been going back and forth on whether or not I just power through, but what I eventually, the conclusion I came to was that I'm not training my muscles as much. I'm not really feeling it in my quads, more no burn. I'm more so feeling it in my joints. So I eventually decided, no, it's okay. I'm just gonna lower the weight for a little bit, and once my hip feels better, I'll come back to the heavy squats. And my hip does feel better now, so I'm coming back to the heavy squats. I didn't go crazy. I didn't do a 365. My previous PR. But okay, these forms, I'm not getting as much depth as I should, honestly. The good news is that my knees didn't really cave in. I didn't notice my knees caving in at all, but it definitely felt strange, the weight distribution. And I did feel some twisting and turning, and there was a little bit of pain that returned in my hip. I did one of those banded distractions. I think that's what it's called. You basically just pull weight on the inside of your hip and move around the femur, the head of the femur in the hip joint. You put a lot of weight on there, away from the body, anterior, and you just go through the range of motion, and you basically move the femur out of the joint. Anyway, so here are the heavier ones. I mean, the form's okay, it's not it's not as deep as my other form. And you can kind of see, I mean, it's a little awkward. I actually do throw on the belt, for these ones. And yeah, I mean, it's very apparent that I haven't squatted heavy in a while, because that 315 felt super tough on my nervous system in a way that it usually didn't. Yeah, that's an okay form. I mean, it wouldn't have counted in a powerlifting competition because I don't think I got my hip crest under the knee. So it's not perfect, but for, all intents and purposes, it was good. Still good for like muscle building and all that good stuff. Anyway, this is something that I used to not do. I wasn't doing before, and I just do one more set of low weight, and I just try to, go as hard as I can. And I thought this was good. This is definitely like probably the best way for me to reach failure, once I'm finished with the heavy ones. Yeah, it's probably the best way to like push myself a little bit more. Anyway, I'm definitely going to come back and do some heavier squats again sometime soon. I have another stretch, 4 days in a row. Sad. But, it's going to be good getting this workout in. It's going to be the same thing as it was before. So I thought today was like the best time, I'm on the fence about trying to do a heavy squat day while I work, just because it takes a lot of time, and I have to really make sure I do a good warm-up. Otherwise, I destroy my hip, and then I'm not able to squat. Anyway, the point I'm trying to get at is I was really focused on doing those heavy squats today. Yeah, so even in that last set, the 20 reps, I was doing some pause squats at the bottom, and those really got me good. You can see those fatigued legs. Anyway, that was a major one. It's pretty much all downhill after this. Pretty light. Romanian deadlifts. I think I might up the weight in my Romanian deadlifts very soon. Probably gonna start doing 185s, 225s, Romanian deadlifts, just so I can really get that burn going. But yeah, I mean, I was focused on doing the heavy squats, and I did do it. And I didn't, destroy my hip in the process. But something I did learn is that not doing all those heavy squats for like a month, it really like detrained my nervous system. When having all that weight on my back, I'm like, fuck, like this is really gonna suck. So I think it was like a mental thing, which, all of lifting is a mental thing. But yeah, I was really like not looking forward to doing all those. Anyway, yeah, just doing the Romanian deadlifts. Probably gonna have to go up and weight for those soon enough. And I'm probably just gonna have to do more, maybe just like 275, I don't know. I mean, what I really should be doing is doing the 225 for 10 squats again. And I think that now that I've worked on my form, I've kind of worked on those mental cues, I'm going to be less prone to injuring my hip. And another thing that I do want to focus on is trying to do the low bar squats now. I might want to try to focus on that because I've been doing like these glute medius exercises, those side plank leg lifts, and they're good. They're definitely able to get me decent results. But they're like working out muscles that I'm not used to working out. But I think if I do low bar squats, it's a lot more hip movement, a lot easier to do progressive overload. And it's doing something that I love already. And I heard that you can do a lot more weights with low bar squats as opposed to high bar. The only problem is it feels really awkward. The shoulder, like having my shoulder in that position, it makes it a little bit more difficult for me. So just things to consider as I move along. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with the results of today. Oh, one thing about these side plank leg raises, that exercise mat, this first set, it's not like stable. So like my leg was like moving out, and I didn't have and I switched to a different mat that actually like stuck to the floor. And you'll see, it was a lot easier. But yeah, I realized that this exercise mat, it didn't have like any grooves that makes it easier to stick to the floor. So it's just kind of like slipping and sliding, and I lost my stability a bunch. I wasn't really working out that hard. And I mean, you know, it helps work out your core, not having that stability, but also, I mean, I'm trying to work out my glutes, and I'm trying to make that the limiting factor in these workouts. But yeah, anyway, you'll see in these next couple sets, it's a lot better. Anyway, yeah, still feeling really good about my training, all that good stuff. Yeah, if anything, this is like you can really see my plant leg is like sliding out. But yeah, no, I'm still feeling really good about my training. I'm really close. I'm at 195 right now, so I'm really close to 200. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely an eye-opener, and especially now that like I'm 195 pounds as opposed to 170 pounds before. And I'm just like, wow, like now doing 225 pounds is basically like doing a body weight. Like that's my body weight now, being able to squat 225. So it's time to up, you know, it's time to get it up, you know, time to up the weight. So yeah, I think in the future I'm going to start doing 275s. And I probably will. I'll start doing the 225s for 10s, and probably do like three sets on my leg day. And then I'll probably do a 275 for like a couple reps. Anyway, the point I'm trying to get at is I've not done heavy squats enough. And now that my hip's feeling a little bit better, you know, no excuse. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. Tomorrow, push day. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess. Dude, these days are flying by. Yeah. So I'm feeling good. And yeah, that's kind of all I really got. You can see now, like during these side plank leg raises, you can see this is a lot better because that yoga mat's not slipping out from under me. But yeah, I feel like I could have done more reps. Now that like I'm used to working out these muscles, I could do a little bit more. Anyway, that's all I really got. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.